So posting Instagram Reels is the best way to reach a viral audience and get a ton of followers. But much like everything else on Instagram, it has its own algorithm. So a completely different thing that you have to know and understand to take full advantage of. In this video, we're gonna break down the Instagram Reels algorithm, how it works, what it cares about, and how you can take advantage of all that to increase your chances of going viral and getting a ton of reach on your Reels. All this information we're gonna cover here is provided directly from Instagram, so you know that it is credible because it's right from the horse's mouth, I think is how the saying goes. So let's break it down. So much like home feed posts, the Reels algorithm prioritizes videos based on what it thinks users are most likely to enjoy and interact with. And to figure that out, it uses specific signals, and these are the three biggest and most important signals it uses. So the first is who, and this is whose posts are you interacting with. If you frequently like or comment on someone's content, you're more likely to see their posts in your feed. So basically, if you get someone to interact with your content, they are tracking that, and that is their who indicator. What type of content do you engage with? For example, if you love beauty content, the algorithm will continue to serve that type of content. So this is basically your interest. So the who was the specific creators that you like. The what is the topics or themes that you typically consume and interact with. And the third indicator is when. And this focuses on when a post has been posted to decide if it's relevant to you. It also takes into consideration how often you scroll on the app. So it will pick and choose what to prioritize. So basically what this means is if you're using Instagram all the time, it's far more likely they're gonna serve posts to you in chronological order because they wanna give you a ton of content. But if you're only on there sporadically, they're gonna prioritize what they think is the most likely to keep you around based on the previous two indicators. So they're keeping track of the when, so how often you're using the app and how you use it, to figure out the who and what to show you to increase the time that you spend on the app. So those are the three major indicators the Instagram Reels algorithm is using to determine who to show content to. And this is really important for you to understand because when you get how Instagram thinks, you can start creating accordingly and create content that can help them get the data they need to show your content to more people. They also mentioned they have indicators to suppress content or not push it as far. And those indicators are clearly recycled content from other platforms. So if you do have a watermark from another app, it's gonna get pushed down in the algorithm. And if the video quality is low, it is less likely to be pushed as well. Instagram is a very, very visual platform. So poor quality videos or photos just are unlikely to get pushed. So in a really quick summary, if your content is original, engaging, entertaining, interesting, and high resolution, the Instagram Reels algorithm is more likely to distribute it and push it to a wider audience. And it does that through tracking the who, what, and when. So that's how the Reels algorithm works in a nutshell. Now let's break down how you can take advantage of that and get the Reels algorithm working for you and your content. And these do's and don'ts are also sourced directly from Instagram. So definitely pay attention and take notes. So here are the do's that you should be doing with all of your Instagram Reels. Your Reels should be entertaining and fun. And they give you the example of delighting people, grabs their attention, makes them laugh, or has an exciting purpose or twist. Basically have a why behind this content. What is the reason for this content existing in the first place? And make sure it delivers upon that. The next do is to have inspiring content. Example, it starts a trend that others can easily participate in. So if you create something that people can emulate and do themselves, you're gonna be rewarded for doing so. And this has largely been called starting a trend. It's very popularized on TikTok, but it's a growing thing on Instagram and with Reels. Use creative tools like text, filter, or camera effects. The more visually engaging you can make your content, the more likely Instagram is to push it. And plus, with people's attention spans being so short, these different elements can really make the video more engaging and keep people watching longer, which will only help you get your content pushed to a wider audience as well, because Instagram is tracking how much time is spent on each piece of content. Next, make sure to use vertical video. 9:16 ensures that your content is immersive. Understanding that Reels are going to be consumed typically in a vertical format, you want to create understanding that, so you're taking full advantage of all of the digital real estate that you have on someone's screen. Make sure to use music from the Instagram music library and or original audio that you create or find on Reels. So Instagram is saying that the sounds that you use in your content still very much matters. This is less important on TikTok, but it is still far more relevant on Instagram. So if you find something that is on the uptake, you're going to want to hop on that trend or that sound and make sure to work it into your own unique content strategy to take advantage of the momentum that it's receiving. So pay attention to trends, different sounds, things that you could use, and then also be thoughtful about the content you're creating and the sound that it could be used for other people to emulate. And lastly, they want you to experiment. Try something new, be yourself, see what works. That's a great rule of thumb for any social platform, but with Reels, they're telling you they want you to experiment because that is the only way to figure out a new content format that could be unique to you, that people could love and really resonate with. So make sure to continue to experiment and post all different kinds of content so you can get a feel for what works and Instagram can get a feel for what people want. So those were all the do's. Make sure to be doing that consistently with all the reels that you're posting. And here are the don'ts, the things you definitely want to avoid when posting reels. Make sure to avoid blurry footage due to low resolution. Again, avoid visibly recycled from other apps. So you want to avoid any logos or watermarks. They're not going to like it. They also mentioned they don't love content that is posted with a border around it. Even with them putting them in the don't section, I've definitely seen content like that go viral. But if you're a newer account, you want to keep in mind all of these don'ts and try to avoid them. Some bigger accounts can get away with this stuff because they have a ton of data behind them. But if you're a newer or smaller account, keep that in mind. They also want you to avoid having the majority of the image covered by text. This is for obvious reasons. With this being a visual-based platform, you want to make sure that it is visually engaging. And if there's too much text, it's just going to be too much. People aren't going to read it and they're going to scroll away. So even if you are going to post like a quote in a reel format, you want to make sure that it's not too much text so people can actually consume it, and be thoughtful about the text that you're actually using to capture someone's attention, stop the scroll, and get them to read it. And lastly, make sure to avoid violating any of Instagram's community guidelines. Doing this will make the content be suppressed and you will not get as much exposure on your reels. And if you've never read those and you want to read them, we've linked them down below. And you could use a tool like ChatGPT to summarize that for you if you're not willing to read the entire thing. But it is definitely a good idea to read through that because some people are violating it and they don't even know that. So it's worth a skim or a summary. And so if you follow those rules, your reels are far more likely to go viral and the reels algorithm will like them far more and push them. But I know a lot of that was what I call Instagram talk, and you kind of have to decipher exactly what they mean and how to work that into a strategy. So here's a 5-step system that I want you to keep in mind whenever creating reels to make the algorithm work for you. First, post visually engaging content. This has been stressed a few times over in this video, but it's the truth. Instagram is a visual-based platform. Pretty things, high-res photos, high-res videos, they just work and they're a near necessity on Instagram if you want success. So make sure that it's not blurry. Make sure your content is as high resolution as possible. It's gonna help you out. 2, when creating reels, create for a cold audience. So this means have a great hook, have great pacing to the videos, have a good payoff. Think about creating this content to a completely new audience. Every reels that you're posting has the potential to go viral, so you could be reaching a completely cold audience. So you don't want them to have to know anything to understand or take value from the post. So create for a cold audience. Keep that in mind and make sure that the post is as engaging as possible and little to no context is needed for it to be valuable. 3 is be consistent. You need to be consistent in order to get results. And if you're not consistent enough, the Reels algorithm can't capture enough data to figure out what you're creating and who would actually want it. So you have to be consistent, give it some time, and put enough content out there consistently. 4, use trending sounds. Sounds still very much matter on Instagram with Reels. So be looking for sounds that you can hop on as they're on their way up and ride trends as they come up. And we actually post trend alerts and trending sounds for Instagram Reels on our Instagram page. So if you're not following us on Instagram yet, it is linked in the description box down below. Just flick.social, go follow us there, and we will help bring you some of the best sounds that you could be using on your content. It's a very passive way to stay on top of trends. We'll give them to you. 5 is to be unique and experiment. While you want to learn from what is working for others, if you can be unique, you're going to stand out and win way bigger. So make experimentation a consistent part of your routine. Even once you've found something that works, don't just go to the well again and again and again. Try to experiment and reiterate what is working to try to find the next thing that will work as well. That is the simplified 5-step system to getting the Reels algorithm to love you and push your content. Since you're looking to grow on Instagram, this channel is dedicated to helping you do that. I post weekly free content to help you grow on social media. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video that can help you do just that. So now that you're an Instagram Reels expert and you're going to be posting some awesome content, a great way to get even more exposure on that content is by using the right hashtags. And we know that so many people are confused by hashtags. So we made our updated hashtag guide for 2023 to teach you exactly how to use hashtags this year moving forward to get the most from them. So that's this video right here. Go ahead and click this. It'll help you use hashtags far more efficiently and help your content get in front of more of the right people. So go ahead and click this. I will see you over there and I look forward to seeing your Reels crush it. Peace.